Good morning and welcome back to the Mary Do Yoga channel. When we last left off, we were speaking about altars, and I apologize for taking a little longer than I had anticipated to get back with you about the idea of creating an altar. I feel like when I packed up that massive altar that I had here, I slipped into a portal and I've only just returned. It happens. So, welcome to the new altar. So when you're creating an altar, I'm trying to keep this very simple. Step one is obviously choose a place where you can put your altar. It's nice to have a dedicated space that you won't have to disturb your things. It can just be in the corner of a room. It can be in a closet. It can be in a bathroom, garage, really any room of the house, or it can be outdoors as well. Just think about a space that won't be disturbed and that you can go to and have a go-to space to go and meditate and share your prayers. So begin with that. I've chosen my old piano from when I was a kid. I love the nostalgia of that. And then over the next couple of weeks, just start placing things on the altar. Anything that inspires you, anything that reminds you of the four directions, of the five elements, anything that reminds you of your ancestors, your family, from nature, essential oils, candles, all kinds of items. Anything that you feel intuitively drawn to can be placed on your altar. Anything that reminds you of an intention that you would like to set can be placed on your altar. So to begin, I took this cloth. This was my grandmother's, my Nana's. So I'm laying this down as my altar cloth, just to kind of designate the space. And from there, I like to begin by marking the four directions. And so if you're familiar with your house and familiar with the directions, I know that my east is here, south is here, west, and north. But if you're not sure of that, or you're somewhat unfamiliar of your orientation, just go to your phone. And I think most phones would have this app. I have an app for a compass. And so I just fire up the compass app, and this can tell me that my east is right there. So I begin with the east, and then I go around from there. So I'm going to use these rocks to mark the directions. I'm going to start with this rock that I brought back from India to mark the east. And then I'm going to take this cool rock that's from New Mexico and mark the south. And I'm going to take this shell and mark the west. And then this cool rock here, I'm going to use for the north. This one is from Nepal. So you mark all four corners with all the directions, and it's kind of nice to put a sacred object in the center. And so for that, I have this oil. This is rose oil, and this came from India, from Hardwar, from the Anandamayi temple. And Anandamayi, a beautiful saint that I feel very inspired by and connected with. And I feel she's one of my allies in the spirit world. So I'm going to put that in the center, this sacred oil. And I'm also going to add this photo that I found of me with my grandparents. Kind of a fun thing to have in the center. And then I'm going to go around and represent the elements. And so I'm going to go back through, and I'll take this candle, and I like to place my candle in the east. So the east is the direction of the sunrise, and it's kind of the place where all things start. It's represented in the spirit of spring and new beginnings and infinite possibilities, I think of when I think of the east. In the south, I have this earth. And so in this jar I have some soil both from Chimayo outside of Santa Fe, which is a sacred temple in New Mexico, and I also have some sand in there from the River Ganga in Rishikesh. I'm going to place that in the south, the earth. So we've got the fire and the earth. And then in the west, we're going to represent the water element. And I found this cool little tree of life water vessel. I found this in Portland. And I'm going to place this here in the west. And then in the north, to represent the element of air, I'm going to place this feather. And, you know, basically that is a pretty complete altar right there. You could add a few other things. I have a few other items that I had over here that, you know, could possibly go in there. But for now, I think I'm just going to start with this. And then what I like to do is light the candle. I'm lighting the candle in the east. And then I'm just going to chant a mantra just a couple of times to kind of break in, open up the altar, open up the portal, open up the wisdom within, and dedicating this sacred space to be a place where I can place my prayers. So I'm going to begin with the mantra for Ganesha. I think we've talked about Ganesha before. This is Ganesha. In Hindu wisdom, Ganesha is the elephant-headed god, and the mantra for Ganesha is Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha. And basically that is a mantra to remove obstacles, which is a really great theme for me right now. So let's just chant the mantra a couple of times to dedicate this altar and kind of break it in. Rub the hands together, press the palms together. Close the eyes, roll them up to the third eye point. Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha. 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 Blessings to the altar. I hope you find this helpful, and I hope it finds a little bit of inspiration in your life to where you can find a dedicated space for your own altar and create it with whatever items mean something to you. And that you'll find that to be a place of peace amidst chaotic times, and a place you can always go to when you need to just stop, take a deep breath in, remove the obstacles, and allow yourself to move forward to your greatest dreams. Have a great day. Thanks for joining me. Sat Nam.